Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench. I'm Rob Breaux alongside David Collier, Lucas White today. It is Friday, August 29th, the day before Texas Tech kicks off their Big 12 championship season against Arkansas-Pine Bluff. We've talked about Arkansas-Pine Bluff quite a bit this week, and I say quite a bit, a little bit sarcastically. We've tried to get into them a couple of times.
Yeah.
We've certainly talked about Texas Tech's angle against Arkansas-Pine Bluff. It's just we don't really know much about the Golden Lions. So we'll get into them a little bit deeper today. But with a line of 52.5, there's just not a whole lot of expectation that this game is going to be fascinating. At least that's the hope. We also have plenty of other college football games to talk about today. We'll have our Pick'em segment at 10:30. Somebody out there in the listener world, if you want to pick against us on the opening week of college football, if it's a Texas team, it'll probably be involved. If it's a Big 12 team, it'll probably be involved. And then just think of the other big games. We'll pick those. It'll be all college football this weekend. We'll throw some NFL games in next weekend as they start next Thursday. We'll pick all the way through the Monday games with TCU and North Carolina. And they will be straight-up picks. So if you're uneasy about betting spreads or wagering, don't worry about any of that. It's just a straight-up winner and loser. If you win, you get the satisfaction and honor. We should effort to try and find something to give to these people that beat us. If you get the high score, maybe there's something on the line here. We'll figure something out. If we win and you are the low score, we avoid the tiny wheel. But if one of us has the low score of the week, we will spin the tiny wheel of punishment. Those punishments will include some random things, but they will be paid off the following week this season. So
until they're not.
There'll be things that we can complete.
Yes.
It's not going to be something. We're going to effort to do them in the office. Things like that.
Yes.
On air, completable punishments that we will do next week. Hopefully it's not me. So that is going down at 10:30. If you have the time and availability and the want to, the gumption, the fortitude, you can call in at 10:30, and that is on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. So that's at 10:30.
And if you called this week, you can't call the following week.
Yeah, we're going to try to rotate some people in.
Yes.
So that'll be big time at 10:30, 806-771-0973 on the Visual Edge IT hotline for the Pick'em contest here on the End of the Bench. Hey, we are in the First United Bank studio. You can also chime in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. As we do those picks, you can make your picks on the chat line as well. You can find more action, more write-ups, more picks on the Double T website, doubleTSportsNetwork.com. You can also find content over there on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Double T Sports Network. Just Google Double T Sports Network and you'll find us. You can also hit us up on Twitter at Double T973 and find all the hosts. You can follow Collier on TV.
You can if you want. I
Quick
appreciate
trip
that.
to Abilene last night, Collier.
It was a quick trip to Abilene. Yeah, not a very successful one. It was the first game of the season, that's for sure.
I don't know that anybody around Lubbock schedules as tough a non-district as the Friendship Tigers. It feels like they're just taking huge swings.
Yeah, I mean, it was same trip last year against Byron Nelson. That game was much closer and a much more high scoring. It was a completely different contest. Two teams that certainly lost a lot from the previous year and relied on the run a lot more than they did a year ago. Just couldn't muster any offense after that one touchdown drive to end the first half, and this one ended up 30-7. But and it was the Chase Campbell show on that drive too.
Chase
did
Campbell
you see his catch?
The sideline grab.
Yeah, one-handed catch.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was and if you go back and watch the video from Cole Banker TV, you can see a cameo from yours truly sitting on the little berm behind the.
That is the video I saw, but I.
Yeah, well, if you're looking for me, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't squint in and look in the background. I was just focused on the catch.
But that was a great catch. Needed more of those, unfortunately.
Byron Nelson, a good program.
Yeah.
Over there, playing in Abilene. Was it at Shotwell?
Yes, it was at Shotwell, and that was the first time we had been to Shotwell since they put a new press box.
Oh, so it's a little upgraded. I was about to say.
Very much upgraded, yes.
I was about to say Shotwell is.
Yeah, no,
It's historical, I think is what you would describe it as.
That's the best way to describe it, but, I mean, yeah, the field was great.
Okay.
It's turf, but, yeah, the press box, a lot better than the previous trips we've made there. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. Now, when you're doing the sidelines, you're up in the press box pregame, and then do you roam?
Yeah,
do you stay on one sideline? Do you just?
I typically stay on the Friendship sideline just to, get a feel of.
Sure.
Because I try to listen in to coaches or whatever when I'm rolling back and forth down the sidelines after a drive. But yeah, I'll stay on one side, and we had some. It's week one for everybody, right? So we had some technical issues. So I was doing a lot of reporting via the phone.
Sure.
Yesterday. But yeah, I'd stay on one side, and that one side was in the sun the majority of the time. It was like 94 degrees
at
at
6 o'clock kick.
But like late in the game, it was still like 94 degrees. It took a while for the shade to cover the Friendship sidelines.
Yeah.
Not that that's had anything to do with anything other than it was just hot.
So I was at Lubbock High Hereford. There weren't too many you always get the cramps.
Yeah.
Early on, the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Not very many cramps.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
But it was 85 late in Lubbock yesterday, even after the sun went down.
Yeah, that's a good point. There was not one time either team where there cramps, and obviously there were some people that were banged up, but nobody, getting stretched out or being helped off with clear. Yeah, so that's a good call, which is surprising.
Hydrated.
Well hydrated, yeah.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It is the end of the bench. I did promise a Lubbock High update as well. Lubbock High losing 42-35, but it was 42-21 early in the third quarter. And Lubbock High held Hereford off the scoreboard for the final 25 minutes of the game. Forced a couple punts. Got a turnover on a kickoff. Badger grabbed a fumble out of there. So it was really good for Lubbock High. Last year they get into that game against Hereford, and the first and the third quarter things start to go bad, and there's a couple personal fouls, and you kind of get rattled. Didn't get rattled this year. And Bo Davis, the running back, star of the show. Obviously, Zach Arena, the quarterback, had some pretty nice throws, and he also pulled a couple of really good read options at the goal line for 2 rushing touchdowns. Bo Davis, nephew, 222 yards, my count. I could have inflated it just a couple of yards. I don't know. At least 200 and 3 touchdowns. So proud of Lubbock High's fight last night. And they'll have a couple of games that they'll be a little more into in the next couple of weeks. And excited for district play as well with this team. If you can stay healthy at Lubbock High, you can at least be competitive. And excited for that moving forward. All right. Just real quickly, a couple of comments here on Micah Parsons. This texter said, Micah Parsons' comments after the trade made me laugh. Yeah, yeah. He's got a lot of comments. This texter, I'm scheming against defense. I'm scheming against the defense with Parsons. Run right at him. Look at the results when team did that. Yeah, that's the thing. Micah Parsons is an elite pass rusher. And I don't want to come off as the Cope Cowboys fan who just thinks this is a great move for Jerry in a vacuum, right? Because it's not in a vacuum. It's only a good move for Jerry because he was so bad with Dak and CD's contracts.
Yeah.
But when you're digging yourself into a hole, Collier, do you know the first step to getting out of the hole?
Stop digging.
Stop digging. And so it's frustrating if you're a Cowboys fan, and I feel sorry for you Cowboys fans out there. I know it. I know the feeling. I was a Cowboys fan for 36 years of my life, and I'm 36. It's so frustrating that you've had to deal with this and the ineptitude from the front office that when you see a trade like this, everyone just assumes the Cowboys got fleeced. Because people are calling this a future Hall of Fame player that you just gave away in the prime of his career. But this deal and the Luka deal, to me, are completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
I mean, I understand the association, but it doesn't seem like there's much of a comparison. They're both probably going to be, one certainly tracking to be a Hall of Famer, right? That would be Parsons I'm referring to. The other one, I would be surprised if he wasn't. But apples and oranges, kind of in my opinion.
Well, and it's one of 5 players at a time versus one in, what, would you say 25 on a football team? 11 starters on offense, 11 starters on defense, and then the kicker and the holder and the punter. Probably have some other starters there on special teams, but really it's a 25. I mean, that's the percentages there. But you go back to the scheming against Parsons, elite pass rusher, yes. But you saw whole stretches of season where they did just run right at Parsons, and he can't do anything. You go back to the Ravens game. He could not figure out the read option. And they were just running it right at him with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Now, a lot of teams don't have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Well, you go to the Lions. The Lions just dominated Micah Parsons over and over. So, yes, I think Micah Parsons is a really good player. And he might be good for a game or two. Okay, well, you're going to go, 10-7 instead of 12-5? You're going to go 9-8 instead of 10-7? You're going to go 8-9 instead of 9-8? Like, what's the big issue here for 25?
Yeah. I mean, that's, again, I don't think you're winning with Micah Parsons this year. I don't think you're winning without him, but you're not really gaining anything. And if you're spending the money that you're going to have to spend to make him happy, because let's say they don't figure out a deal, they don't trade him, and you go through the season of the same contract. I mean, we see how he's acting in the preseason, avoiding playing, avoiding practice, locking in or whatever. Not that I'm saying he's not going to give 100% on the field, but you're going to deal with all of the external things the entire season, and it's not going to get better. So, and the longer you wait, the more you're going to have to pay him, and that just puts you even further behind the 8 ball because instead of doing it during the off season, you're doing it during, at the end of the year or whatever. And what if he did something even better and became? It still wasn't going to help you go far enough,
right,
and make you a better football team, but it's going to cost you in the long run. You get something out of it, and you get rid of the headache, in my opinion.
Here's a question. Is his attitude a product of his environment? There's not a bigger blank show franchise in the NFL than Dallas.
Cleveland.
I agree with that in the aspect of the circus.
Yeah.
Because Cleveland is certainly a worse franchise top to bottom. And I would point to several others that are poorly run, just like the Cowboys, or worse than the Cowboys. The Jaguars, maybe. But what's the issue here is they're not talked about like a top team in the NFL, and the Cowboys are.
Yeah.
The lights are much brighter. So does the spotlight go off of Parsons a little bit in Green Bay to where he can just be a player and not be talked about 24/7? Now, Parsons is the type of player who will be talked about anyways, and he's going to have that former Cowboy tag, so he's going to be talked about anyways, and he's going to do things in games and get sacks that's going to have him talked about anyways. But, yeah, in the brightest lights, Micah Parsons did not go. So we have some level-headed Cowboys fans, it seems like, here. Parsons had 1 sack in 3 playoff games, and the Packers won because we couldn't stop the run. Nothing to do with Parsons. That texter's okay with the trade. This texter's glad he's gone. He says Parsons is no doubt a generational player, but I agree his off-field antics and comments were more of a detriment to the Cowboys, specifically throughout the last 10 months. Will the Packers have him on Bleacher Report and HBO doing podcasts? Does he still get that, or is that just because he was a Dallas Cowboy?
He might get it this year, just residual Cowboy.
Oh, here we go. It's hilarious hearing Cowboys fans justify this trade like they weren't, I don't know if I can say that, all over him every year.
This all started going downhill when he refused to speak to the media in Lubbock, Texas. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't know if this is specifically referring to me. I do think there are a lot of fans out there justifying. You two can attest. I've not been a Parsons fan in the last 3 years. Again, very excited about what he can do on the field, but I have not appreciated a lot of the stuff he does, making it more about him than the team. And I understand this is professional football and you're building a brand. And I'm not against a guy having a podcast. I really am not. I actually like a lot of these athletes. I don't watch the NBA. I don't like the NBA. I love these NBA podcasts.
Yeah.
Because you get all the stories from behind the scenes.
Yeah. And that's what we want.
But like the draft coverage and making every draft pick about you, and just over and over you're doing stuff and it's more about Micah Parsons than the team. I don't know. It feels to me, and the run game stuff, it feels to me that Micah Parsons certainly fits into a winning team, and I think for the Packers, it was really good. But I don't think the Cowboys just ruined their franchise like the Mavericks did. I think those are two separate things. So I would probably, if I was assessing a winner and loser immediately for this season, the Packers won the trade. But I think the Cowboys helped themselves in different ways. More after this.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. Kind of ended quick.
No, it was going for a while.
Well, I know, but I just meant abrupt.
Oh, yes.
It's an abrupt finish.
Make sure you're paying attention.
It is August 29th. A ton of great college football coming up this weekend. You know, people talk about the greatest months in sports, right? We hear that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say March because of March Madness. I think that's one of the best weekends in sports, that first weekend.
Yeah, the first one.
From Thursday to Sunday, I think that's a really great weekend in sports. I wouldn't necessarily say the whole month because from Sunday to Thursday again, you don't have anything going on. Now there's some women's tournament games or the NIT there for a stretch, but come on. Or the college basketball crown. But I truly think that as far as great weekends in sports, week one of college football, the first weekend of the NCAA tournament, those are two of the great ones.
And you know what? It's obviously a very niche for you youngsters. But I also rode in a car with two really big baseball fans yesterday, and they made a good point. The first weekend of baseball's tournament If you think about it, you go from 64 to 16. I mean, with the NCAA tournament, obviously you get stuff early in the morning and it goes throughout the day. With baseball, you get it early in the morning, and a lot of times those late night games
past midnight sometimes.
Yeah, way late. So you have baseball forever.
Yeah, that regional weekend is also a great weekend of college sports.
But that's obviously a little bit more
opening weekend next weekend of the NFL.
Yeah,
because then you have week 2 of college football, opening weekend of the NFL. So that's a great weekend. That's why I always say. And then in the midweek, in between the games, you got, pennant races and division races in Major League Baseball. So that's why I always say September, October, those are just premier months for sports. And obviously I lean football, baseball over basketball. So I'd probably put that March Madness weekend third if we're just counting weekends. But it's an exciting time. It's a very exciting time.
Well, you forget to mention, not only this weekend you have college football, but you get up earlier and you can watch soccer. I'm just saying.
That's true. What is that, Premier League?
Yeah.
You could also stayed up last night and watched Texas Tech soccer beat SMU 2-0. Dos a cero. 2-0.
Bounce back, 14 straight non-conference home wins for the Red Raiders.
Nueve?
Oh, it's like
How do you say zero in French, Lucas? You don't know French?
Am I supposed to know French?
I just know un, deux, trois. I don't know zero.
Deux, trois. Yeah, we never did zero whenever I...
No, you just started doing it.
Yeah.
Do they have zero over there in France? I would ask the chat line, but even if they spelled it out, I don't know that I could pronounce it. Is it oeuf? No, that's egg. What is egg in French?
Zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we probably could have guessed that.
Yeah.
That's also what you say in Spanish. All right, let's do a check of the calendar.
Or no.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
It is National Lemon Juice Day.
Is that not lemonade?
Well, if you add a little water and some sugar, it would turn into lemonade.
Lemon juice not as good as lemonade. Back to you.
Breaking news. It's College Colors Day. Hey, I just so happen to wear red and black today. Now, what college would this be, David Collier? You've got a light gray and a dark gray.
I didn't know it was College Colors Day.
Well, if we were just picking colleges...
Maybe like, I don't know. It's very...
I want to say like if you had some Navy in there, it'd be Nevada maybe.
Yeah, no Navy.
I'm trying to think who wears gray a lot.
Just a
UNLV?
lot of gray.
No red.
Maybe New Mexico, but I have no red.
Oh, there you go, New Mexico. There's another. That's a pretty close grade in New Mexico.
Maybe like Army, like one of their alternate.
Hey, support the troops.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
We'll go Army. What color are you wearing in there, Lucas? What color is this? That's another gray.
Black and gray.
Okay, well that's Army.
He's got the brown hat on too. I mean, maybe that's like a Wyoming throwback or alternate.
A little lighter than Wyoming.
Go Cowboys.
It is Individual Rights Day, National Sports Day, and National Chop Suey Day. And I believe this is the dish, not the song.
Oh, song's better.
I always get this one confused. That's the wake up.
Yeah.
Everybody put on a little makeup.
I believe that's Chop
Why'd you throw the keys on the table?
I'm not.
Why'd you throw the keys up on the table?
I'm not singing with you.
Why'd you throw the keys up on the table?
I'm not. I wanted to, dang it.
There we go. Any birthdays, Lucas?
So the website that I get the birthdays from crashed, so it seems to be a theme here on this segment. But I did get a few. Hunter Brown turns 27 years old today. Roy Oswald turns 48. Noah Syndergaard turns 33. Elliot Gould turns 87. Obviously, he was in MASH and Friends and a whole lot of other things.
Elliot, is he in? Is that the? Oh, that's Ross's dad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was he also in Ocean's 11?
That sounds right.
Yes, he was. Or one of the Ocean's movies.
Yes.
But yeah.
I think he's Saul, maybe in the first ones.
No, Saul's a bald dude.
Oh, Reiner.
Yeah.
Saul is, but he's the guy they get the money from to. Anyways, he's in there.
He's in it.
Pierre Jackson turns 34. Baylor point guard back in 2013, I believe. Came from College of Southern Idaho. So, I don't know. I was a fan of his. I like the way he played a little bit. And then he played for the 76ers in the league for a little bit. And then two individuals that were born on this day but are no longer with us. Michael Jackson was born on this day, and Liam Payne was born on this day, former member of One Direction.
Also got one more born on this day for you. Richard Attenborough. John Hammond from Jurassic Park.
What's the nature documentary voice guy? I always get them confused. He's a similar name.
Yeah, no idea. You want me to go now?
This Sports
There's
History?
not much. There's really not much. Maybe it's just because I'm tired of doing the baseball and skipping over the tennis and whatnot.
I'd be close to doing some football.
Well,
ones.
you would hope. There is one. Like, if we were doing this tomorrow, and we'll just spare you, because I'm not going to do it, because then I get labeled as the biggest Baker Mayfield fan on planet Earth. But he did something on this day.
What do you do? Because I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. You just tell me.
You're
the
a
listeners.
Well, how about we start with the rest of the
Okay,
stuff,
all right,
which
you
is
finish
not
that
Baker Mayfield related, and then we will work our way to the other one. On this day in 1977, Lou Brock surpasses Ty Cobb's 49-year-old stolen base record when he swipes his 893rd career base. St. Louis Cardinal. On this day in 1987, Nolan Ryan surpasses 200 strikeouts in a season for a record 11th time. On this day in 2021, Macy Schultz and Kirsten Davis both had 2 goals apiece to help Texas Tech to a 6-0 win over Abilene Christian University. Entertainment-wise, 1997, The Full Monty debuted in theaters. You remember The Full Monty? No?
I am aware of what it is.
Yeah. It was a funny movie.
I don't think I've seen the movie.
Yeah. I did see the movie. And on this day in 2013, Baker Mayfield, believed to be the first walk-on true freshman quarterback to start a season opener for a BCS school, threw for 413 yards, 4 touchdowns, ran for another score. Texas Tech beats SMU 41-23, giving Cliff Kingsbury his first win as a head coach.
The debut. First win, first game. They'd win 6 and more in a row that season.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It is the end of the bench. It is time to break out the tiny wheel, dust it off, and make some end of the bench picks. We have Lucas on the phone currently. Is it our friend or is it someone else? All right. We got our friend Bullfighter on the line. Bullfighter, how you doing?
What's up, buddy? Not to sound so sad.
No, I was excited. I'm excited for you, Bullfighter.
Like it.
Oh, wait, you want me to throw you a parade here, Bullfighter? What are we doing?
Yeah, I want a parade.
All right, well, we'll do that if you beat us this weekend. We'll throw you a parade here down the
hallways.
Down the hallways of Raymar, yeah. I was going to say down maybe Broadway or a close adjacent street, but we can just do it around the hallways here. All right, let's get right into these games. We've got 10 games to pick. I just have them written down, Lucas, Collier, Rob, Caller, so we'll do that. We'll have Bullfighter go last. Get the special seat there for Bullfighter. We'll start with Lucas, and we'll start in tonight's game. Auburn at Baylor. Baylor started at plus 2.5. They're now 1.5. Now, it is just a straight pick 'em, but I'm going to give you the line for context. Lucas.
I am going to go with Baylor in this one. full disclosure, I have a few slips tonight that have Collier Robertson throwing for over 2 touchdowns.
All right.
Definitely going to happen. So.
All right, full disclosure, Jackson Arnold is the quarterback at Auburn, so I'm going to take Baylor.
I will also take Baylor to have a big win for the Big 12. Bullfighter?
All right, we're going to sweep it.
All right. I thought that might happen with the SEC team there. We'll go Georgia Tech, Colorado. This is in Colorado, and it is a plus 4.5 there for Colorado at home. Lucas?
I am going to take Georgia Tech.
What?
Shocker.
Can't believe you did that. I'll take the Ramblin' Wreck.
Okay. I'm assuming that's Georgia Tech.
Well, it certainly isn't Colorado.
You know what? I'll take Colorado. I think Caden Salter is a pretty good. Yeah, I was just trying to get. I was baiting Lucas there. Bullfighter?
Georgia Tech.
Well,
All right, on an island. I got the first island here today, boys. That's going to be the winner right there. We'll go Utah, UCLA in Los Angeles, plus 5.5 for the home team.
Give me Utah. I don't know why I thought about that longer than I did.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll take Utah to win and cover.
I will also take Utah, so here's a chance for Bullfighter.
Utah and who?
UCLA.
It's the team that's in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm taking Utah.
Okay.
UCLA. Whoa.
TCU, North Carolina. This is a Monday game. We'll be off for Labor Day, so we'll be back Tuesday, so we're going to put it in the weekend pick'em. TCU, North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 3.5.
TCU's favored by 3.5.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
I had that backwards. Interesting.
According to ESPN, TCU's favorite.
Okay. I had that backwards. Lucas?
So with that being said, I'm going to take
Sure.
TCU.
Yeah. Okay. That's a little surprising to me.
That he's taking TCU?
No, that's
That's
their
the
favorite.
other way around? Yeah. That's tough, man. On the road, I still have flashbacks to last year's TCU game, right? Was it 2 years ago? Was it last year when they...
It was 2 years ago with Colorado.
Yeah,
they opened up, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that still bothers me. I'm going to take North Carolina.
I will also take North Carolina.
I
Bullfighter?
also will take North Carolina.
All right. Now we got an island for Lucas. All right. Next up, UNLV versus Sam Houston. Sam Houston, the 8.5-point dog at home. Lucas?
UNLV.
Man.
I know.
I mean, is Orgy going to start? Is the other guy going to start? Are they going to be able to run the ball?
I picked Sam Houston last week, and it didn't go so well for me.
Yeah.
I don't really want to pick anything associated with the UNLV head coach, but I'm probably going to go ahead and take UNLV there.
Okay. I'm going to hope the UNLV Idaho State game was a bit of an aberration, but you know what? Give me Sam Houston State. Probably another island here. Bullfighter?
Yeah, you're going to be on the island, buddy.
All right. I don't mind betting against UNLV. UTEP, Utah State minus 5.5. I don't think Dana Dimmel's around anymore.
I'll take Utah State.
Okay.
I will do the same.
Okay. So will I.
Oh, my God. Sweep it.
Okay.
I got to go against any school that's in the Conference USA.
All right.
Yeah.
Texas, Ohio State. Ohio State is short favorite, but this is basically a pick 'em. They're at home for them. The defending national champions.
Give me Texas.
Okay.
You know, I was pretty confident about Texas, and, you know, everybody had talked about Arch playing so much a year ago. I think the total was he has played 6 snaps away from home.
Wow.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
No.
Unfortunately, I'm still going to pick Arch Manning in Texas.
Okay. I don't think this will. I think I'm going to side with Bullfighter. I'm just going to predict what he's going to do, so I'm going to take Ohio State. But we'll see what Bullfighter does.
You don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Buckeyes.
Okay. I didn't think there was any chance, and you know what? If Bullfighter could pick against Texas, he was going to.
I'll never pick the Longhorns.
There you go. I got a couple of Hook'em brothers in here. Northwestern Tulane. This is Jake Retzlaff making his debut at Tulane, -4.5. Lucas, this is my pick to be in the playoff, by the way, so I might Boise State myself here. It probably spoils my pick as well.
I'll take Tulane.
Collier?
Yeah, I'm taking Tulane. Sorry. Big Ten Rob.
I'm also taking Tulane. Bullfighter?
Do it. Northwestern.
All right. Get out of here.
LSU Clemson. Clemson -4.5 at home.
LSU.
I think Brian Kelly has lost 4 season openers or something like that in a row. He can't lose 5. He's due. The Heisman campaign starts a-rolling for
Garrett Nussmeier. I'm a big LSU fan. I don't like Brian Kelly. It pains me. He nearly ruined my Notre Dame fanship. He's nearly ruining my LSU fanship just from afar. I'll take Clemson.
Bullfighter. I will also take Clemson.
There we go.
We got a variety here.
Let's go Virginia Tech, South Carolina -2.5. 7.5. Sorry, that's a full touchdown line.
Virginia Tech.
South Carolina.
I'll also go South Carolina, the Gamecocks.
Oh, I'll take Virginia Tech.
Okay. And the final game, Notre Dame, Miami. This is on Sunday. Miami a home dog by 2.5. Notre Dame traveling down there. It's Catholics versus convicts once again.
I'll take Miami.
Miami.
It's the only one that I have any type of pause on. I genuinely don't know what I want to go with. In Miami, huh? I'll take Miami.
I'll take Notre Dame.
Rudy.
Bullfighter, in 30 seconds or less, your thoughts on Nebraska last night?
They still look like crap.
Very succinct. Hey, you didn't even need 30. All right, thanks for calling in, Bullfighter. You'll try to beat us and avoid the tiny wheel. Now, you've done some tiny wheels in the past, so we'll see if you want to be on the line or not. Obviously not forcing you to, but if you want to, you can enter the Thunderdome, see if you want to get rocked here.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
He already admitted loss. We don't even have to play.
All right, we will come back and give you one final segment this hour before we flip it to hour number 3. I want to update the Mr. B Family Tree games from this weekend. I had a game last night. I have another tomorrow. I've enjoyed following Mr. B's family. He's got some college athletes in the family.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Getting back into this game, but need to clear up something from the last segment. I looked at that Dylan Edwards news as I was trying to fix my broadcast equipment yesterday and did not do enough due diligence this morning. I wasn't going to bring it up, but then the moment presented itself. Apparently it was fake.
Well, that's good news. It wasn't a guy that wanted to leave because he wasn't getting his.
There's enough discourse around it yesterday that I thought it was true, but apparently it was just a bunch of Kansas fans having fun. I will say this though, Dylan Edwards is out this week and questionable next week, according to a legitimate report. And so still going to miss some time, but he'll be back by Big 12 play allegedly. Still a strange situation. Still a strange situation. That doesn't change anything. But if Dylan Edwards does have buy-in to the program and didn't just leave because he wanted to in Ireland, then that does change the calculus here. So I did get...
duped.
Yeah. This texter said the Hiccups win and cover. Got hiccups again.
Yeah.
Congrats on your nephew having a big night last night, Rob. Thank you. I'll pass it on to him. I didn't have the big night. He did. So I will tell him congrats. All right, Lucas, same question to you. Texas Tech's leading receiver and leading rusher.
I'm going to agree with Collier on Dickey being the leading rusher. I am going to say that Coy Aiken is going to be the leading receiver.
Okay. I was gonna go Coy, but I'll go Caleb Douglas to be different.
I think he's going to get the most targets.
Yeah.
And I think he'll take advantage of some of those matchups.
And then we'll have I'll just go Jacoby Williams then.
Mine's very boomer bust, I believe.
Yeah. Receiver-wise.
Yes, receiver-wise.
And the same with Sincere. You know, Reggie Virgil's at Miami of Ohio for 2 years and gets, 4 catches?
Yeah.
And then he just explodes last year. Both highly sought out of the portal. Both starting at their new schools. Both tall, lanky guys, fast. Both maybe just late bloomers.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
by all accounts, Reggie Virgil's had a great fall camp and spring. So any reservations that I might have had at the time of the signing have kind of been washed away. That it's just odd for those guys to not do anything the first couple of years of their college careers, then have one big year and get a big move up, and then to do it again not only for a second year, but to also do it with an opportunity at a larger scale is interesting.
Camo asked a good question here. Maybe I should have asked this before I answered. Are we talking yards or receptions?
Yards.
Okay.
When you ask that question, it's generally yards.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was going with, was yards.
And Lucas mentioned Quaken's receptions because if you get more targets,
Yeah.
you generally get more yards. I do think in a season-long escapade here for Texas Tech, Coy Aiken will lead the team in targets, receptions. But I think Caleb Douglas will lead in yards.
Caleb is the big play, 50, 60-yard bomb type of guy. So, but Coy will gradually get 10, 15 yards every other play, I would say.
And Coy had a couple of those big plays last year, namely against North Texas and Cincinnati. But new role this year inside. Some drags, slants, screens, and whatnot for Coy Aiken could be the move here. All right, let's get to some score predictions. We'll start with David Collier. Do they cover?
And what was the number again?
52.5.
52.5. Well, for the website on doubleTSportsNetwork.com, Jamie had us put predictions together, and I went with 70-7. I'm going to bring it back a little bit on the reins, so I'm going to go 62-7.
Okay, 62.
Yes,
because an extra point.
No.
Kick 2 field goals.
We're going to work in field goals. So we
All
get
right.
a couple field goals in
Okay.
there. So yes, they cover, and 2 field goals were made, maybe by different kickers.
Okay.
Hopefully, they only attempt 2.
62-3, you said? Or
7.
All right, you're giving them a touchdown.
I give them a touchdown.
Lucas,
Courtesy touchdown late when everybody's playing.
Lucas?
I'm going to go 56-7.
56-7. That is a 49-point line. So Arkansas-Pine Bluff to cover.
Yep.
All right, I said on Double T, sportsnetwork.com, 49-3. but I did not know the line at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they'll cover. So give me 56-3. No field goals. All touchdowns.
Yeah.
56-3. And the 3 is just hopefully generous.
I just put some points on the board for the other team. That's all I did.
Yeah. It's in college football, it's not crazy for one big play to happen to get you in a position to score.
Yeah. They're going to need to get that 3 early, though, if they're going to go for 3. That was my thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
If it's 45-0, you're not kicking a field goal.
Might as well go for it.
You might as well just try to get some points out of it.
A couple of other thoughts. Craig Wells has 41-3. Shaggy at 50-14. Lucas stuck with his 56-7. I won't spoil any guys after us because they'll give you their scores today, but on the morning drive, it was Chuck Hines 57-7, Jamie Lint 56-13, and Jeff McGuire 58-9. So that is 3 Arkansas-Pine Bluff covers.
They're field goals. Oh, all covers.
From the hosts.
Yeah, they don't believe in their Red Raiders, apparently.
I think it'll be tight to the line.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll win by 83. I mean, 52.5 is outrageous.
Oh, it is. It's
as far as lines go.
But this is one of those no-win situations. If you're Texas Tech, you want to look as good as possible in this game, right? I'm not saying they're looking at lines. I'm just saying you would imagine the backups are better than Arkansas-Pine Bluff, and they should be.
You get a little fire in. You get a little fire in there as the backups go in to try and play hard and win time.
Yeah. They're some of those guys were starting a year ago, you know.
Defensively, for sure.
Defensively, but I'm just saying, hey, the
absolutely.
points come that way too, right? The offense doesn't have to score all of them.
Bullfighter says Rob's batteries are running low. We'll go 64-12 for Texas Tech. I think is that a hiccup thing?
Yeah.
Leading receiver, big yards, yes. Do you think Tech has enough fireworks, or will they run out? Gio said that they were going to upgrade their firework game this year as far as maybe the amount they use. But I would assume in that respect, if it gets close at the end, they might just cut back and have more opportunity for going on there. KMO says, I don't think Arkansas-Pine Bluff scores more than 10. He'll go 69-6. 69-6.
That's a cover.
Get your scores in on the chat line. One final segment today. Ask the Benchwarmers on the other side.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench. Time for Ask the Benchwarmers. The first question here, Benchwarmers. Which rock band would you like to see at Raider Alley? Skillet would be cool. An easy band to see for me. That's from Bullfighter. I need to get a ponytail like that. You, Collier, need to get your hair like that. That is awesome.
Like who?
The photo on the chat line from Bullfighter. I think you're the far left.
Absolutely not.
Clint could absolutely do his beard like that, too. That is an incredible photo. I like that. That is Skillet. I wouldn't mind Skillet. At the Raider Alley. They're a solid band. They've got some hits. They're mainstream enough. I think I'd go Skillet over POD or something like that. I've seen Skillet a time or two live. I think that'd be a pretty good showing. Good pull, Bullfighter. Benchwarmers is the Green Bay Packers versus Arizona Cardinals going to be worth paying $300 plus now to go see after the Texas Tech-Arizona State game? Ooh, Packers-Cardinals. I will say this. If you're going to Arizona, and you want a full, fun weekend of football, any NFL game is fun to go see. Now, is that 300 plus per person? 300 plus for a family of 4? I think that would be a little bit different. If it's 300 plus for a single ticket, I would have some reservations. Packers, Cardinals. If you're a big Micah Parsons fan, you'll potentially get to see him there. Without knowing all the information, I would lean yes, worth it. I really enjoyed the couple of Cowboys games I've gone to, just pageantry and otherwise. I don't know that pageantry is the right word in the NFL. Big game feel. Especially the last one I went to was Cowboys-Texans. That was a fun matchup. I also been to a Cowboys-Eagles game. It wasn't as fun just because we were in the standing only seats because it was a whole deal. But it's fun to go to NFL games, and I think going to a Tech game and a Cardinals game in one weekend would be fun.
Yeah, that would be. I would do it for that reason. I don't know if I would do it if I was just, you know what I'm saying, if I was just out there and I'm like, hey, you want to go? Yeah. I'd be like, eh. But yes, the twofer, yeah, makes for a more memorable weekend, right?
Yes, and the photo is a System of a Down. Shout out to Chop Suey. But the text was Skillet. All right. I love this bit. I love that we got this text. It's an old David Collier bit. He's really good at it. We'll see if we can get him, with time to prepare, we'll see if we can get him a quick hitter here. What's the Monday morning headline following Tech Arkansas-Pine Bluff on Saturday?
No bluffing, no lying, all Red Raiders.
Ooh, I like that. I also worked bluff in there.
Yeah.
The tortillas keep flying as well as the score.
No, keep flying against the Lions.
The Lions get the rhyming in there. I like the tortilla jab with week 1 after the vote. That's a good shout. I was saying preseason expectations, no bluff.
Yeah.
Red Raiders win big.
Yeah. I just tried to add once I thought about lion,
yeah.
You know.
The Golden Lions.
The corny lines work. But that's what I probably just gave you a preview of our headlines for the pregame show tomorrow morning.
So we worked bluff in there a couple of times. Some poker terminology.
Yeah.
Pine Bluff. I will say I have struggled all offseason on if it's Arkansas-Pine Bluff or Arkansas-Pine-Bluff.
I haven't even thought about that.
The dash is before Pine. It's Arkansas-Pine Bluff.
Yeah, maybe. So basically they're just part of the University of Arkansas system.
Yes.
Which would make sense.
That it makes sense, but every time I did it that way, I was like, this doesn't look right. So I've probably written Arkansas-Pine Bluff, 50 times this offseason in schedule releases and otherwise.
I like how they do that because other university systems like that apparently require you to have part of their school colors in your colors.
Yeah.
The UT system.
UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some stuff this summer that they were rebranding,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of their word marks and logos are just EP now.
Really? I wouldn't think that would work.
Like on, I don't know if it's actually on the jersey now, but like their social media accounts and their logos, their watermarks. That's an interesting thing. I don't think they're going to split from Texas, but it does feel like they're trying to stand out apart.
I wouldn't think I wouldn't think that would be allowed.
That Texas would go for it, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody else is
right.
UTSA, UTPB, UTD, and so on and so forth. It's UT Tyler, and they all have orange. Different shades of orange.
So the UTEP football account is back to the UTEP, but their header photo is the EP logo they put out this summer.
Weird.
El Paso's team with the EP logo. But the actual profile photo is back to the the UTEP insignia with the Miners pick. UTEP's opening up with Utah State. We picked that game as a clean sweep. They also play Texas in week 3. They play Sonny Cumbie and Louisiana Tech in game 5 of their season. They also play Liberty and Sam Houston there in Conference USA. I don't have high expectations for UTEP. At all. Just trying to be nice there at the end.
Yeah.
But.
Do you have high expectations for one of their former quarterbacks?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Mac Leftwich.
Okay.
I went back and watched some of that game when he got hired. What was that, 2015? Against Patrick Mahomes. It was Aaron Jones and Mac Leftwich.
Mm-hmm. And Aaron Jones got hurt in that game.
Yep, near halftime. You know, I always remember people talking about, oh, that game would have been way different if Aaron Jones was in the second half. It might have been a little different. I thought Texas had controlled that game pretty well. Obviously, the defense of the era, you can certainly look back at that and say whatever you want about the defense and probably be right.
Yeah.
You know, in some respects, I wish we had a little more juice to this week 1 with Arkansas-Pine Bluff and the opponent. Because this game is a win. It's not a win-win in any kind of scenario. You look at some of these other Big 12 schools, like Cincinnati, you start 0-1, but there's a scenario in which that was a win-win. You go up against Nebraska, you have a really good showing. It's a full Nebraska crowd. You do lose a home game, but you were competitive against a Big Ten school with expectations, a ranked team,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some kind of spin there that you could call that a win-win. You know, Ohio State, Texas, neither of those teams, even with the playoff expectations, is going to leave that game unless it's a blowout and have anything but, hey, we got better today to say.
Is there anything you can do at all that you get when we come in here on Tuesday that you're excited about? Like
Certainly, if you have perfect execution, no punts, and 10 sacks from David Bailey and Romello Height, there are certainly – I mean, it's going to take an insane game for it to be like expectation raising at all.
Yeah.
The best that Texas Tech can do this weekend, in my opinion, is sustain expectation. But it's more likely that you lose a little luster even with a huge win.
I was about to say, but if you have like 3 sacks, are you like,
right? Yeah. Oh, the quarterback was running everywhere in the pocket. Well, he had 3 sacks.
And they still only scored 7.
So it's going to be an interesting weekend. I'm excited for the post game. You can tune in to the Optimum Game Day Live tomorrow starting at 7 a.m. Of course, keep track of all those high school football scores tonight, starting at 9:30 on the West Texas Friday Night Scoreboard Show. The pregame show at 6 o'clock. They're previewing the high school football tonight on Double T and The Score, both the pregames and the postgame there. And then Optimum Game Day Live on Double T 97.3 tomorrow. Pine Bluff at 5:30 pregame, 6:30 kick. And the postgame show to follow on Double T 97.3 with Coors Light at the Overton. Come see us. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.